The Hour of Power, the Vibration Podcast. What up with your YouTube and YouTube bust? It's your boy TripleCup Chuck, and I'm up. And you're tuning in to the Vibration Podcast, where we talk about Marvel, DC, comic books, anime, video games, and more. Welcome to my humble abode. Let's go. And before I do my introduction, I would like to say everybody, happy Thanksgiving Eve. And you know what I'm saying? For all my people that celebrate Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all get y'all some fresh turkeys and better get y'all eat on tomorrow, because this episode right here is going to be a spoiler. It's going to be spoiler-rific. So y'all better have y'all food ready for tomorrow, because we finna spoil all y'all stomach with these spoilers. We got the DC, we got the Marvel topics coming. We got some fire guests that's supposed to be in here. We got a lot of things that's going on. So, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying, appreciate y'all for coming. Okay, I'm gonna start off with Dark Animus. You know what I'm saying, introduce yourself and let them know where they can find you at.
I'm Dark Animus, and you guys can find me on Twitter at the same name, and you can also find me on Xbox Live. And you can also check me out on the Quest podcast every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, except for this Thursday because it's the holiday, and we were like, you know what, it's a holiday, let's spend time with our families. Let's not do the podcast, but we will be back next week, so definitely. And TripleCup Chuck, thanks for having me on, bro.
Oh, ain't no problem, man. Appreciate you coming. Next up, we got Craig. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know where they can find you at.
Thanks for the vine here, Triple Cup. I appreciate being here, guys. Ready to get it going, talk about these topics. Find me, I'm on Xbox Live, Situated Spoon 26. Also on PSN, Craig Harris 546, and check me out on Twitter, Craig Harris. Come check it out. Got my own podcast. It's Craig's Corner. Come and check that out. Talk a little bit of everything. You'll hear anything from UFO to video games. So let's come join. It's a free for all over there.
Oh, that's what's up right there. See, I like that UFO talk stuff, and the Martians and the Plutopians and all the other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? The reptilian people. Oh, I'll be watching that. Man, I'll be on YouTube like crazy. I'll be watching all that. I need yeah, that's what's up right there. I'm with all that's some good stuff right there. I'm with that. But we have another person supposed to be coming. He always late. He's gonna be late, letting y'all know live. So the next 15 minutes, there'll be him thinking he's on time, but time don't wait for no man. So we got to keep the clock going. So you know what I'm saying, before we get started, you know what I'm saying, I just want to dive a little bit into y'all. You know what I'm saying, Craig, you know what I'm saying, I want you to let the people know what you've been up to, what you've been playing, what you've been watching. You know, just let the world know a little bit about yourself, what you've been up to.
Oh, well, I jumped on the Xbox, did some playing Mass Effect again, just checking that out on the X. It's supposed to look and run better. It doesn't, but it looks the same. But overall, you know, but I'm playing that on the X. I played Wolfenstein a little earlier today on the PlayStation. So as far as gaming, that's what I'm on right now. Movie wise, yeah, I checked out Justice League a couple weeks ago. We were embargoed. Couldn't talk about it until last Wednesday. Yeah, saw that Thor Ragnarok. We went and checked out Wonder. Had to do the thing with the missus, you know, because if she ain't happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy. You know how that goes. So, but yeah, that's really about it. Waiting on my Kitty Pryde X-Men comic book to get that back from my cousin. Going to see him tomorrow, so I'll be picking that up and finishing that off because he read it quick. I was a slow read on it.
Yeah, you were saying it like Debo or something. I'm going to get my comic book back from my cousin. Like you about to go Debo him out of. Yeah, but Kitty Pryde, she was a X-Men that they didn't give her too much of a light. They just ain't really too much shine on her like how they could have. Like she got so much potential. They just ain't put it on her. They gave it more to Jubilee than her.
They changed Jubilee's power set at least 4 or 5 times. So but that's how boring Jubilee is. But I know we'll get into it more in the podcast. But there's a reason why the Marvel that's happening. There's an actual reason that's happening with the X-Men. But I know we can get into it later in the podcast here.
Right. All right. Well, Dark Animus, you know what I'm saying? Let the world know what you've been playing, what you've been watching, what you've been up to. You know, just let the world know what you've been up.
Yeah, man, I've been playing Wolfenstein 2 on the Xbox One X. Looks phenomenal. It runs smooth. It's great. And it's one of the games that has the 4K assets and stuff, so it looks fantastic on the 4K TV. Also been playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed Origins, of course. You know, that game's so huge, man, that it's hard to like even make a dent in that game. I've been watching, just recently finished the second season of Stranger Things. Phenomenal show. I love that show so much. It's so good. I also saw Justice League, so we're going to be talking about that tonight. I know that. And then I just picked up Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to actually watching that.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, me personally, I've been on The Witcher. You know what I'm saying? I realizing what everybody been saying. I thought I was further along than when I actually was when they say that I'm not even 25% into this game. And I've been playing this for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh man, but see, I'm not an RPG player. I just kind of like dab in them from past tense. I just kind of dabbed them, and I wasn't really too big on those type of games. But now I'm starting to see that, man, you got to be a real gamer to play RPGs. And I mean, I got to salute. I've been saying it for a while. I got to salute everybody that been on playing these games, because it really get it out you. And besides for that, I had went seeing that Justice League, and it kind of got my attention for that Injustice too, because, you know, so I've been, you know, saying, had my eye on it. And then when I seen the on Sean with the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, and then they hit right back for a Black Friday sale, I was like, man, this game is calling my name. I just went out because, you know, I was waiting on it because I'm not a big fighter, so I was waiting on it, and I just seen it. It just kept calling, so I got it. I played through the story mode. I loved it. I'm over here just perfecting my characters. But the thing about it is, you know, I had bought the ultimate pack where you get all the characters and stuff, but I'm guessing you got to do some type of special stuff, because I was kind of pissed because I don't know how to get the reverse flash. I don't know how to.
You gotta go into the multiverse and play that in order to get like little boxes that you can unlock and stuff. It's kind of like a whole microtransaction kind of thing, but without having to actually pay for it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of sort of like that. And I kind of sort of was like, man, I just wanted to see the picture where I could just pick the person because I wanted them, but because I paid I got the ultimate pack. But I see what you're saying. They kind of give it more. They give it more legs to keep, so you can actually have more stuff to look forward to, and a progression system, and keep you know, keep you involved into the game. So yeah, I mean, I could pretty much understand it. That made perfect sense. Well, let's go ahead and hop into these topics right here. Okay, for the first topic, I want to talk about what's some of y'all favorite Punisher moments. You know what I'm saying? It could be from the Netflix series show, or one of the comic books that the Punisher had, one of the anime cartoons that that the Punisher had, or one of the old Punisher movies. Just the Punisher in general. I'm gonna start off with you, dog. I want you to know what was your favorite Punisher scene or Punisher moment.
I haven't seen the TV show yet, but I mean, from the Punisher, like anything Punisher, I think the one with Thomas Jane was really good. I like that movie the most. Warzone was cool too, but a lot of people don't know this, but there was also another one called with Dolph Lundgren, and he played Frank Castle, and it was pretty bad. It's from the 80s, but for a scene though, I mean, I guess, you know, the part where, you know, he's, you know, honestly, that whole movie is really good. But when he hops in the car and he's just like chasing out that dude, and he just like flips the car, and like the car just gets all wrecked and stuff, and then he gets out and he just shoots the dude. That's probably the best scene in that whole movie. But I'm excited to watch the Punisher TV show. I heard it's really good. I heard really good things about it, but I'm still haven't had a chance to check it out.
Man, you know, we finna spoil the shit out of that for you now.
Nah, it's all good, man. You know,
I'm messing with you.
I don't care about the spoilers. You know, I'm still gonna watch it anyways because I mean, I always have that. I have a film background, so I mean, like, I'll watch anything even if it's spoiled for me because I'll still, you know, enjoy it either way.
Right. I feel you. Say Craig Harris. What is one of your favorite Punisher scenes, movies? It could have been from the Netflix series. It could have been just from a comic book. It could have been from an anime. What was one of your favorite Punisher scenes? And don't mind spoilers because I gave everybody a pre-warning. So when you're watching this film, it's already been warned. Spoilers.
Yeah, it's actually a tie. One was a Daredevil season 2. That's where he's introduced. If you all haven't watched Daredevil on Netflix, season 2 is where the Punisher gets introduced. They actually do his part of his story. Punisher goes to jail. They actually make that part of the Daredevil line. But this is the scene that when you're introduced to him in Daredevil, he's walking through a hospital with a shotgun. And he's not concealed. This is up on his shoulder because he's in there to kill somebody. So just the way we got introduced to him was cool. One of the things he said to Daredevil was, again, season 2, when he just flat told him, you're a bad night away from becoming me. So, and you really, I mean, you look at the stuff Daredevil's doing, he's out there trying to help and save people, and it kind of starts going into his mental cycle. And finally, this season on there, and this is a spoiler, he kills a guy in a toilet with his tie. Just busts the door down. The guy's taking a dump, and he just gets it, you know, and it's just brutal. He doesn't care. And so that
in the room.
Yeah, another dude was, he said, my God, you guys need to get a room. He's back there killing this guy, you know. So it was crazy. But just the introduction, they do these kind of shock introductions for him, and it really does his character well. And John Berthal, he's really good in this role. So he is really good. So shout out to those guys at Marvel for giving him the opportunity, because remember, he was supposed to be a one-off. He was supposed to be a one-off. Daredevil season 2, that was it. He was so popular, people liked it so much, they did this show for him. So big shout out to those guys for taking a risk.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you. I actually thought you was gonna say like one of my favorite scenes was when on Daredevil season 2, when the Punisher was like, see, when you hit them, they get down and they get back up. When I hit them, they go down and they stay down. And when he said that, and it was like, he said it from his chest, like you could feel when he was saying. I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be the Punisher right here." And then when they first said that he was supposed to be the Punisher, I think I was telling my girl about, man, that scene that he had on The Walking Dead, the scene he had with him and I forgot his name, Rick. Who I'll be calling Rick. Yeah, Rick. You want to call his son Carl, but Rick. When him and Rick had a little standout before he got killed, that little standout scene right there. I was like, man, that dude would play a good ass Punisher. And then when the Punisher TV series came out, and they said that he was gonna be the Punisher, I said, man, that's gonna be the perfect Punisher. In my eyes, I said, man, he's gonna play that role. And then when I watched the movie, I mean, I call it a movie, but it was a TV series because I pretty much tried to bench the whole thing. I mean, it was hard. It was because it was just one episode after the next, and it was good because I said I got to tell everybody with spoilers that the opening scene, the first episode, I think I got to like a count of 16 people he killed. Now I was like, okay, I was like, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. I'm just hyping myself up. So it might have been 17, but when they was in that little room where they were doing a gambling at, I'm not sure exactly how many people that was in there, but I think, give or take, it was 16, down 1 or up 1, but it was round up in there. So, when it came to the brutalness and the killing, it was perfect. It wasn't too much, and it wasn't watered down. They actually showed like they really went gritty with it. And a lot of people don't know, if you was in my cousin, he was in the Army, and he was saying you had to really pay attention to it. Like a lot of people don't realize, like, this movie have a lot of stuff that's for like Army vets that really go through this. So like, like really in depth what people civilians would notice, like when they was in the park when so they going to the little classes, to the rehabilitation. Like my cousin was telling me, like, he used to go to these classes, and when he see a person that was in there that was faking, that didn't belong in there, how it'll almost make you click, because they end up taking a place where a person they really need to be in that can't be in there, and they'll get pissed off at them. And the same situation was happening. I said, okay, yeah, they really had somebody that was in the military that really took an injury to actually give it that perspective that no other movie has actually brought to the table. So I have to give a big pound to the show for doing it, because they hitting angles that ain't never been hit. And I ain't talking about just on no violence. It's on some deep knowledge stuff, which a lot of people might overlook. So I got it. That's what really made me tilt my hat to it. And then, it wasn't too much killing, and it had reason and point being. And it wasn't one of those stories where, okay, you trying to figure out this and that. It was like, no, this is what they trying to do. This is how they gonna do it. It wasn't unrealistic, because trust me, he got shot a bunch of times, and it wasn't no unrealistic times he got shot. He like, you see somebody at Rambo getting a gunfight, he's shooting 100 people and he don't get shot one time. Punisher, he almost on his deathbed, but he feel like, I'm gonna hurt you, I'm gonna get hurt trying to hurt you. And he really with that. So that's what I liked about him. It's just top to bottom. The Punisher was one of my, one of my favorite Netflix shows right now. Matter of fact, speaking about that, I just want to go ahead and just ask y'all, go ahead and move to this next topic. Like, out of the Netflix Marvel TV series, like, which one is y'all, like, y'all had to go from y'all favorite to y'all least favorite? How would y'all listen? Like, from the Daredevil series, the Punisher, the Offenders, or Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist? Which one would be like y'all best, all the way down to your worst? I'm gonna start off with you, Craig.
Thanks again. For me, it's Daredevil season 1. I didn't think there was very little lull in that. Everything was it was paced very well. After that, I'll go with Luke Cage. I liked his character. I liked what he was trying to represent. It caught a lot of flack. You actually had people saying it was racist because there wasn't no white people in it. I mean, literally, so people were putting out. Then I would say the Defenders, the show, The Defenders. Thought Netflix did a real good job on that. Then Jessica Jones and Iron Fist. They're gonna have to forgive me. I could not get through that whole thing. I got the first 6 episodes. It was like trying to take Kaopectate followed by Robitussin. I just could not get into it. I know they're making a season 2, so I'll definitely try to give that a look. Those are mine. Of course, I'm still on The Punisher. I'm about to hit episode 8 on The Punisher. So that's as far as what I've watched on there, as far as their TV shows.
Okay, that's what's up. But before I get to you, Dark Odyssey, we got another person that made it up in here.
All right.
Kano, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know they can find you at.
Well, you already know the real young Kano. I've been fashionably late because I be busy, you dig, but I'm here. The real young Kano, the brutally honest gamer. You already know. And y'all can find me on Twitter at real young Kano. Find me on my channel at Kano's Gamer Section with the Gamer Section podcast, you dig. And you can find me everywhere on Facebook, the real Kano. The direct expansion on there, intermediategaming.com. You just find me everywhere, man. The real young Kano, I'm here. You heard me? Let's talk this game of anime out. Let's get the goodness. So I'm here. What's that?
You feeling better, huh, bro?
I'm feeling better, but you can still kind of hear it in my voice a little bit, but I'm good.
Yeah, you shaking back. That's what's up. That's a real trooper right there. He's still willing to get it in. He going through something, still willing to get it in. Me, I be laid out on the couch like, baby, can you fix me some
like a big
chicken
baby,
noodle soup, y'all? Hey, with my controller in my hand, say, "Oh, you sick, but you still gonna play the game, huh?" I'm like, "You motherfucking right."
Man, look, I was out and about all day, had to handle business, but I still had to get it in like a new bench, you heard me? So I'm here, you dig?
Right. Dark Ornaments, go ahead, give us your list of which ones you think on the Marvel DC TV shows from your best to your least.
Okay, so Luke Cage would have to be my top. I love that show. It was absolutely awesome. Then Daredevil, then Jessica Jones, then The Defenders, then Iron Fist. It's so bad, man. It wasn't even that great. Like it was just.
Don't feel bad, bro. At least you got through it. I couldn't. So
Yeah, it's just. It wasn't.
I'm kind of curious, like you know, what I'm saying, like your order of the way you ordered it. It's not your 1 and 2. It's more to me. It's like your 4 and your 5. Like your Defenders is up under Jessica Jones and right above Iron Fist. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just out of curiosity for me and like for the people that's listening. Like kind of explain like why that's the lower end of your bracket.
Why Iron Fist was?
Yeah, not Iron Fist, but like Luke Cage. I mean, I was about to say Luke Cage. That's your top. Defenders.
That's the top, man. That show was phenomenal.
Yeah, the Defenders and Jessica Jones.
Oh, between well, it's because I like Jessica Jones, and then that's where Luke Cage was introduced in, and I just like that character a lot. I used to read the comics when I was a kid, so it was just kind of like one of those things that just, you know, like I was like, oh man, finally get to see like Luke Cage in action. And you get to see him a couple times in the show, you know, where he's doing his thing and things like that. And I just like the premise of Jessica Jones, where, you know, what's his name? I forgot his name. It's been a while since I saw the show.
The clairvoyant. To my him, the one that was clairvoyant.
Yeah, and he's like he's basically like the devil, basically, and I kind of like that whole kind of premise that they had going on there, and then you know, with the Defenders being after Jessica Jones, it's just because it kind of brought everything together in a way, and you know, I enjoy it more when it's like the single characters instead of like this like trying to do this like Avengers type of thing or you know, Justice League or something like that, where, you know, they don't really need to do that with these shows. They could have just, you know, kind of waited a little bit longer, maybe had a couple more seasons of Luke Cage, had a little bit more seasons of Jessica Jones, and then maybe another season of Iron Fist to kind of bring Iron Fist up a little bit, and then do Defenders. But other than that, I mean, Defenders was good. It wasn't a terrible show.
Right. Oh no, I mean, everybody out here, people. This not saying none of the shows was terrible. We were just saying which ones was,
except for Iron Fist.
Oh man. Wait till y'all hear my order. What about you, Real Young Kano? What's which order that you gotta go? Hold on. I'm gonna get to you, Kano. But now we got this extra late person that just finally come up here. Live Wild, what's good with you, man?
Yo, my bad, man. It's Thanksgiving and shit, and the wife needs me to do all this other stuff. And
Nah, man, you good. Yo, just go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody and let them know where they can find you at.
Yo, it's your boy Livewire, the wild dude that says wild shit and gets people upset, but it's just opinions, people. That's all it is, man.
Just opinions, baby. Just opinion. We all gamers. We all love gaming. We be having fun. Now, Kano, what is your list of like the Netflix Marvel series? You know what I'm saying, from top to bottom? Which one that you think that's the best to the worst?
Oh man, I don't have a favorite because all of them is garbage. Let me stop playing. Let me stop playing.
Hey, nigga dumpster juiced everything.
Nah, but let me stop playing, man. From best to worst to me. All right, Luke Cage is number 1. Punisher's number 2 for me because I enjoy the show. Defenders number 3. Daredevil number 4. Iron Fist number 5, and Jessica Jones number 6.
Okay, that's what's up. You had yours just marked out, ready, like, okay, this, and that, huh?
Yeah, I had to think about it because, like, if you look at it, to me, man, out of all the shows that, dang, why y'all gonna call the cops on me, man? Just for me saying that.
They gotta be live because he always got the police looking for him on his. All of his live picture, and I see police coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I don't want the cops coming at me for saying that, man. I ain't did nothing. But reason why, I call Luke Cage #1, man, because like when you get intertwined with that story, how Luke Cage, I ain't gonna try to spoil it to people that ain't watching. If you look
Man,
at
hey, say Kano. At the beginning, I know you weren't at the very beginning, but I said, man, this episode is spoiler-rific. So everybody's been warned.
So the question is how much spoilerific you talk about from a scale of 1 to 10? 100? It's 100. All right, it's 100.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. That's 100. All right. Well, from my standpoint, from looking at Luke Cage, you see how he was and how he at the end he got with Claire, because Claire been on basically all of the Marvel shows. Pay attention to it, right? You know what I'm saying? But the story was just so intertwined. How boy got killed. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I've seen Luke Cage. I don't remember all the characters like that, but dude got killed, got thrown off the thing, and then old girl just killed her. You did. But the reason why I didn't like Jessica Jones like that, I couldn't get into it with the story like that. You know what I'm saying? Daredevil is a dope show, but Iron Fist to me, trying to find his chi. They get that show gets a little old after about the 3rd episode. I finished the whole season for that one, but after the 3rd episode, I'm just like, man, what else is going to show? Because they talking about trying to find his chi. I'm trying to find the chi, and I just couldn't intertwine with that show, man. You feel me? I know they got a season 2 coming out. I think 2019 or something. 2018, 2019. I just can't, man. Luke Cage and the Punisher is going to be something serious. Those going to be like my top 2. Luke Cage season 2, and after I finish the Punisher, you hear me? Because those like the top 2 on my right there right now for me.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, what about you, Live Wire? Out of the Netflix Marvel TV shows, which one did you rate from the top to the bottom? So not saying none of them bad, but which one that you like the best down to the least?
Oh man, let me see. It's a good question. My favorite. I think I'm liking the Punisher. I think that might be the best one, but it's different because it's like, all right, I think Luke Cage probably has the better story, but Punisher has more balance. Like to me, Punisher and Daredevil are almost like neck and neck. Punisher is a slightly more interesting character than Daredevil is, but both have great choreography as far as fight scenes and shit like that. Whereas Luke Cage, because he's so strong, they kind of went with the whole route of like he's not gonna really go all out and fight anybody because he's not a killer, So there's really nobody on his level for him to actually fight as of yet. So you're not really seeing choreography. He just throws people all over the place. That's basically what he throws people and pimp smacks people. So it's kind of hard to really be like, okay, there's great choreography in Luke Cage when he really can't fight anybody as of yet.
And Misty.
So, well, yeah, but to be honest, Cottonmouth was probably like the best villain that they had.
True.
But they killed him off like halfway through. Like he was way more interesting than Kilgrave was kind of interesting in Jessica Jones.
Yes, the name Kilgrave.
Yeah. Kilgrave was kind of interesting, but the thing is about he was kind of OP, and for Jessica Jones, she really doesn't have powers that match up with him, other than I guess because
her will.
She already dealt with him. His persuasion doesn't really work on her the way it works on others. But I would say I would go. Oh, man, this is hard. I would say Punisher, Luke Cage. Damn, you know what? I'm gonna put Luke Cage 3rd. So I'll go Punisher, Daredevil, Luke Cage, only because it's the choreography, man. The choreography, I gotta bump that shit down some. Because even though it's not their fault, the way, they have to do it, it's just still watching the Punisher do his thing. is just like, when he grabbed my man's wrist and throw it, like in the first episode, and makes him shoot himself in the face.
Oh
man,
yeah.
That reminds me of like Daredevil when that first season when you knew shit was gonna be real, when the dude was like, he was like, who do you work for? No, he said, who's the kingpin? And then the guy was like, Kingpin? Oh hell no, I'm not talking about this guy. And he just slams his head into the pipe. I was like, oh shit, this shit's crazy.
that fight in the hallway, Daredevil season 1, the fight in the hallway is one of the best choreography.
Yeah, that's like the second or third episode, I believe.
Yeah, and then it was like,
to be honest, the Punisher scene from Daredevil 2 beat that shit. When he was in prison, I was like, shit.
Yeah, brutal.
You know what? Right. You know what I give it to him though? In Punisher, there's a scene. Well, I mean, we're doing spoilers, right?
Yeah, it's spoilerific.
Okay. All right. So the part where he goes to go find Fox. I think the guy's name is like something General Fox or Agent Fox or whatever his name is, right? And he goes there, and you're like, yo, why the fuck is he like fighting this guy? He's the Punisher. He should be whooping his ass. And you find out like the whole time he's just playing with him. Like he's not really like that dude ain't on his level. He's just like making him feel like he has the upper hand so he can, figure out information. And then when he tries to go kill the Punisher, he plays himself, and then the Punisher's like, yeah, now I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really was going hard.
So I was sitting there, my wife was like, damn, I thought he was. Why is he like this old dude really got skills? I'm like, well, one, he probably does have skills, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, this shit ain't right. This motherfucker Punisher fought like mad inmates in prison. Like this shit don't even make sense right now. He shouldn't be fighting this dude like this.
So what about your fourth one then? Which one you got? Okay, you got the Punisher, you got Daredevil, you got Luke Cage.
Well, I would put Jessica Jones above what's Iron Fist only because Jessica Jones had a better story, even though like it's slow. Like I get it. Like a lot of people didn't like it because Jessica Jones don't have a lot of action in it. It's not that type of comic book character. Like she just isn't. She's not a run around fight all these people type stuff. It's just not that type of thing. But the story is deep. Whereas freaking Iron Fist, not that the story's bad, it's just that he's a fucking idiot. It's just like think about it, like he just runs in the room and he's like, yo, we gotta go take down the bad guys. Like, well, who are the bad guys? I don't know. We gotta take them down. Like, what the fuck, man? Come on, man. He's like, yo, all right, I found out the bad guy. Let's go get him. Like, do you know anything about them? Did you do any intel? No, but I know they're bad, and I got to work on my chi, and I'm gonna go work on my chi by fighting them. I'm like, bro, like, where is your plan? It's like a football team that goes out on the field and be like, you have like, do you know any plays? No, I don't know any plays, but I know we got a good running back, and he runs hard. So we're just gonna run him, and then if the defense figures out how to stop him, then I don't know what the fuck to do, but. He runs hard, so that's what we're gonna do. Like, what the fuck, man? That's not a strategy, bitch. You just aiming him in the direction and hoping it goes well.
But that's Iron Fist. He's a fist iron. He just go. So you say Jessica Jones, then Iron Fist. But what about the Defenders? What would you?
Put the Defenders. I would put that after Luke Cage because the Defenders isn't really
Man, you all around the board.
No, because the Defenders isn't as deep. Like you don't learn that much about each individual character that you would normally in their own story. It's just like a collective story,
right?
And it was shorter too, so you got to think about it.
So it's not even as it's like watching the Avengers versus watching like Iron Man or Thor or the Black Panther or whoever character. Like each person's gonna have a deeper story than when they're all together. Just fighting people in Avengers, you just know about the conflict. You don't really learn too much about them individually. So that's why I put the Defenders as like kind of like, I mean, I like the way that they kind of
jail, but at the same time.
Well, yeah. I like the way that they play on the stuff that's kind of weird with each other. Like I always thought Iron Fist was an idiot, but they in Defenders they just talk about him like he's a damn idiot. So it was like, oh, okay, well at least it's the running joke that he's an idiot. So cool, you know, it's kind of funny. It's almost like you ever watch that show Blackish?
Yeah.
All right, so you like the little girl, right? In the show, a lot of people couldn't stand her character. So instead of trying to force her onto people to make them like her, they played up the fact that nobody liked her and just made her mean, and then that turned around and made people like her. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, that normally works sometime, though. But say live why I know you long-winded. So we got your top five, even though you gave us like 1, 3, 4, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm all over
1.
the place. I do changes, man. That's how I do, man.
Yeah, you just gave it to us all different types. You got me almost confused with my tops. But let me go ahead and hit them up right quick. Like my tops was I would have to go with Daredevil first, simply because Daredevil, it was unexpected, you know what I'm saying? Had no expectations. When we seen Daredevil, it was like, oh my God, did you just see that? And then word of mouth got to going, and then Daredevil kind of caught on like how Iron Man did for the Avengers and their whole Marvel universe. So he was like the groundwork. So when he came, it was
I thought Jessica Jones was your number one, man. What you talking about?
Oh no. My number two would be the Punisher, just because, you know what I'm saying, the brutal and just the depth of what he had went to. You know what I'm saying? It was just the Punisher and the way he came into this, and it was just a fan favorite, and it capitalized on different aspects about the Punisher lifestyle and in depth in a way that I ain't never expected him to do. So, you know what I'm saying? He ended up becoming my number two. All right, my number three would have to be now this is where some people gonna disagree with me, but my number three was Iron Fist. Now mine was okay. I get the whole concept of everybody saying he was a dumb idiot. He ran around some of this cheese. The whole concept, you know what I'm saying, is all this wild, crazy stuff. I get all that, but when it came down just to the rawness of it, I mean, it was straightforward. Of he was trying to, you know what I'm saying, he was trying to stop the hand, find out old girl was a part of the hand. Girl flipped and said, you know what I'm saying, she was really wanted to be with him, the girl that owned the dojo. So she was making, you know what I'm saying, so it was a whole story about don't nobody know, you know what I'm saying, it was a shady gray area that he didn't understand that even existed. He just know it was either black or it was white, but he was learning, he had the opportunity to learn about this shady gray area that a lot of people don't know that actually exists. So she brought that part out in him, and then the fight scenes on them, it wasn't his fight scenes that I love. I mean, the movie should have been about her, to be honest with you, because her fight scenes when she was in that cage, Lord, man, she was punching them dudes down like boom, boom, and she was like, I'm loving it, and she was just going in. So that actually pushed it to my number three. After that, I would have to go with Luke Cage. You know what I'm saying? Luke Cage was good. Like you say, he big, he's too strong. He can't really fight nobody. Just like, oh, push you out the way. So it wasn't really like no fight scene. His story and the music was amazing. The camera angles they put on him, amazing. That's why he's still up there for me.
You know what the funny thing about Luke Cage is? You don't really learn he can fight until like, was it episode 8 or 9 when they show him in prison and he's knocking motherfuckers out. Right. That's when you be like, oh shit, this dude can really fight. He just not fighting.
But see that still pulled me out of it. He could fight, but he just wasn't fighting, so it just pulled me out. That's why I'm saying, like, they should have found a way to put Silverback a little bit more in there, like you said. Cottonmouth, he was a good villain. They killed him out too fast, and like he didn't really build upon him. Yeah, so you know,
I heard the whole. Did you hear the story about that? Like they killed him off, but they didn't know that he was going to become a fan favorite until
he was dead.
Until the show aired, and they were like, "Fuck, we could have put this ass in there." But I mean, what you gonna do, man?
Yeah, and Shades was kind of like he was just there, but he was cool too. But after that, I would have to go with the Defenders. I mean, my whole thing goes with the Defenders. I liked the whole concept of how they kind of kept it grounded. They whole little universe and they little sector, they kept it all grounded. But when I seen with the Defenders, they did something I really didn't like. When old girl that played in Alien, she'll supposed to be the head or the main person on the hand, and when she come in and she'll stay in there and just talk. Like, man, just hit her. She right there. Hit her. Get it over with. I don't like stuff when they do stuff like that where a person in real life wouldn't do it. Like on the Punisher, everything that happened with him, it's something that I could relate to because I could feel like that's something that really would go in that direction. It'll really happen like that with her with that whole show. The fight scenes and with everything was going on, it kind of felt unrealistic. So I just kind of like dropped that down. And Jessica Jones, to me, it was boring because the whole concept of it was, oh boy, he was in love with her. She didn't want him no more. And she trying to get away from him. And he like a lovesick puppy trying to run behind her through the whole show. So the whole show was about him, a spoiler brat trying to get his way. So he doing anything to get to her. So he be his girlfriend. So I'm like, that's it. That's the only thing the show about. What else? Show me something. Now they had little tidbits in them when they were showing, like, you know what I'm saying, her doing these investigation work. Oh, that was good. I you know what I'm saying. That's what kept me into the show because they were showing stuff that brought all these other different parts of the universe together. I'm liking that because you know what I'm saying, it give a little depth to it. But the whole overall concept of it is the dude was just in love with her. She didn't want to be with him, and he was just a stalker. I mean, to me, it wasn't interesting. So that's why that'd be my least favorite.
Yeah, they probably need to go into the route, take Jessica Jones deeper into the whole like Veronica Mars type shit. And I mean, obviously you're not gonna have as many things for her to look for because it's only a 13 episode series. But they go the whole Veronica Mars route, but just have it implemented with powers. That still be tight. You just got to be smart about how she figures out what she like. Do real detective work. You know what I mean?
You
gotta make her a real detective for it to really catch on because she's not going to be fighting mad people like Daredevil or the Punisher or even Luke Cage. You know, so. But to me, I like that you have different characters that do different shit. Like, because if everybody's just fighting a million people, that shit will get old as fuck.
It'll get old and boring pretty fast.
Luke Cage doesn't do that shit, and the fact that Jessica Jones doesn't do that, but you do get that from your Daredevil, your Iron Fist, and your Punisher. You know, it kind of like, to be honest, it's almost like you put one on and then one off, one on and one off. So for every Punisher, then you get a Luke Cage. For every Daredevil, you get a Jessica Jones, and then you get an Iron. So it goes up and down in waves.
Yeah,
so
it balances itself out. You're right.
Yeah, balance.
Let's go ahead and move to this other topic. It's kind of like change the tempos a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Got to shake things up a little bit. You know, there's the vibration, so we got to shake up a little bit. Now, they saying Disney and talk with Fox about their Marvel properties, about getting the Marvel properties back from Fox. And my question is, do y'all think that Disney Marvel should get their properties back from Fox, you know, the X-Men, or do y'all think that Fox finally found their stride, like with the Old Man Logan movie and the Deadpool movie? I'm gonna start off with you, Doc Artemis. What you think, that Disney should get the properties back, or Fox should keep the properties and keep it dark the way they doing it, and you know what I'm saying, set their own town so it'd be something different?
It's hard to say because, you know, Disney, you know, took over the Marvel, you know, studios and things. I mean, they do give Marvel their, you know, time to just make whatever they want, basically, and with approval, of course. But, you know, it's really hard because, you know, X-Men has been kind of, you know, faulty, and it hasn't been, you know, like really good, except for First Class and the one before Apocalypse. I forgot that one.
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past, yes. And then, you know, Daredevil was really good. It was awesome. And Logan was really awesome. And, you know, my fear is if they do take over Fox, that we won't see any more probably rated R versions of, you know, Logan or Deadpool. And that's the kind of upsetting thing. But I think in the turnaround, though, is the fact that we're gonna see probably another Fantastic Four if they do take over, and it'll probably be done perfect and actually well taken care of. And then we'll also see, you know, a new X-Men movie, which will probably be well taken care of as well. So I mean, there's kind of two sides to it. You know, we won't see probably rated R movies anymore, or we might. You know, you never know with Disney. They they kind of surprise us all the time. But
put their tag on it. That's what they're going. That's probably what the all thing they have to do.
Right, exactly. They'll probably just put a tag on it, and that's about it. But I think, you know, if they do take over, it could be good. But at the same time, it may be a bad thing. You know, it may not. With, you know, some of the movies like Deadpool and things like that, because Deadpool is very violent and very you know, just out there, you know, and he's a great character. And to see if they like kind of take away from that, it'll suck, because I mean, if they can't make a PG-13 Deadpool, I mean, they tried a little bit with the PG-13 version of him, and it didn't work. But I think, you know, also with the Netflix shows, since those are pretty brutal, you know, there might be a good chance that, you know, they'll allow the rated R, you know, type of movies. Maybe even we might even see a Blade, which Blade is part of Marvel as well. So I mean, that'll be something that would be kind of cool to see again. Of course, you know, Wesley Snipes is too old to do it, but I mean, we'll see somebody play that role. But I think, you know, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on if you know, Disney puts their whole hand in it, or they just let Marvel do what they want to do. Just time will tell.
Right. What about you, Craig? What you think that Disney should get their properties back, or Fox to finally found their stride with the Deadpool and the Old Man Logan with the rated R's, and you know, probably get a rated. Now we might get a rated R X-Men movie, or Disney get it back and we get a genuinely good story from them. Which one you think they should? How you feel about it?
Well, that to add to that, Sony is making a play for the Fox properties too, expand their universe. So that'd be interesting. But they need to. Oh boy, I mean I think a lot of it is going to depend on the money that Deadpool 2 makes, and then the New Mutants. People got to remember the New Mutants are coming next year, so that's more horror based. So if those two properties do well, they may be able to stave Marvel off. I do agree with that if they do get them back, you could get another Fantastic Four movie, but you could also see Storm in Black Panther, even if it's just a quick cut. You know, it wouldn't happen until after Infinity War, but if they're able to acquire that, maybe you see, because that's his wife in the comics. They're married in the comics. So, so that would be interesting to see something like that. I just don't know if Disney would. I think Disney would end the whole rated R thing. And the closest thing we're going to get from Marvel is being rated R is Daredevil. Well, that series with Punisher and things like that, that's, you know, that would be rated R, you know, if it hit the theater. Yeah, I just think overall, I think it's an interesting thing. I do know talks have kind of cooled off, and because Sony, I think, is meeting with Fox in December to try to get the same properties, because they want Spider-Man to come back into Sony, you know, because that's a shared thing too right now.
Right.
So,
well, but if but if you think about it here though, if you remember the Captain America first Avenger movie, that when Captain America was in the war, and if you look when he was inside the fighter jet before they hopped out, they had a dude that was sitting in the background that was sitting right there, that kind of resembling Wolverine. I mean, it wasn't the Wolverine we know, but he just had the, you know what I'm saying, just the look of him, and they had a look of a person that was on side of him that kind of, you know what I'm saying, favored his brother. So they was kind of implementing it without actually implementing it. Like same thing with on the Wolverine movie, when the first the origins of Wolverine, when they were showing him running through the running in the war and he getting shot, and they were showing Sabretooth and both of them getting shot. They were showing a dude, but see, they were trying to implement it without implementing. So it was like an Easter egg, so you could actually catch Captain America in the movie, but it wasn't Captain America. They were just like, okay, if you know who that is, then you be like, oh, that must be Captain America, or oh, you know who that is. That's in this movie it was Wolverine, but they couldn't actually say that was him, or they couldn't actually show him as Wolverine with the claws and stuff. So they just kind of like, just showed a little piece of him. So they could kind of do that on Black Panther, like show a woman with lightning coming down in the background or something like that, just for a quick, just say, okay, that's his wife. That way they could kind of get away with that without getting sued or actually pushing the envelope too far. So I mean, it's ways of doing it, but I still think that I'd rather see right now, since Fox what Fox doing, and imagine we get a rated R X-Men movie, because that Apocalypse movie was the worst movie I ever seen. I was mad when I went to the movie theater because man, they did not have no fights. I'm like, how you gonna have a whole movie with not one real fight scene? They had a little piece of a fight scene, and the rest of the time it was they holding their hands up in the air, or they saying something like, "Oh no, I'm spinning, I'm got these superpowers." And I'm like, man, what is y'all doing? Y'all ain't swinging, y'all ain't hitting each other, y'all ain't doing nothing. So, Psylocke, she a fighter. She wasn't even fighting. I'm like, man, I'm mad, and I knew it because when I seen the beginning of the movie, Storm came out and she said, y'all don't be too harsh on the movie because we put a lot of hard work and dedication in there. Just I would like for y'all to take the time and just enjoy it. I say, if she upsetting the movie like this here, that means she know that it, they doing this here to keep people from really judging the movie so bad. And I like, man, that's kind of messed up. So I think Fox got their strive now, and if they come out with some hardcore movies now, like for me, I don't know, like how they did Logan. Yes, dude, give me some real action stuff. Like I could be seeing Cyclops coming and he's shooting his beam and hitting somebody. He blowing a hole in their chest, and do some realistic stuff like that. But so that's just my thoughts about it. What about you, Live Wild? What you think?
Well, to me, I think that I know Sony and who else is trying to buy this property? Sony and
Disney is in talks with Fox about buying their Marvel properties back.
Yeah.
Should
well, I mean, I can see how Sony's trying to. I mean, because look, man, if Disney gets it back, that's a monopoly. Like they would basically have all the Marvel properties. So, and the Marvel movies make money, even the shitty ones. Maybe not the Fantastic Four. I mean, but the X-Men movies are shitty, and they still make money. You see what I'm saying?
True.
They got a loyal fan base.
Yeah, like think about it. Yeah, people go see those movies even when they're shitty. Like Logan was good, right? But think about what they had to do to Logan to make it a good movie. They basically had to make it into The Last of Us in order to make it a decent movie. So they basically just focused everything down and took away the big over the top, multiple characters because. Reason they can't they don't have the ability to juggle all the characters and make them relevant for whatever reason. They just can't do it like Marvel can. So to me, if Marvel gets those properties, or Disney gets those properties, it'll be good for us because we get to have X-Men. We'll have all these like Fantastic Four will be in Avengers. It'll be amazing for us. The only question mark is whether or not movies like Deadpool and Blade, will they still retain the R rating, which made those movies great? Because for the most part, do Marvel movies need to be rated R? No. X-Men would be fine at PG-13. Right, it would be fine, dude. You could do an X-Men movie just like the Avengers movie. Do a couple of borderline curses. You don't have to F-bomb. That's not necessary for an X-Men movie. But for Deadpool, yeah, that's who he is. So putting a censor on Deadpool is like, come on, man, what are you doing? Same thing for Blade. You can't cut off people's heads and arms and limbs. That's not Blade, and I would just rather watch the original, the first two Blades then. So it would be good for us, like I said, if Disney gets it. But I can see Sony trying to fight for it because I mean, shit, Disney's already trying to make their own streaming service, right? So if they get all the rights to the Marvel movies, shit, that's all they need.
Well,
Because,
they also remember they also, not to interrupt you, they will also get the original Star Wars movies, the ones by 20th Century Fox.
True.
Not the new ones. I mean, they already have their new ones, but they'll get that. But we got to keep in mind too, Fox and Disney, they're talking right now, but they hate each other. The Fox does not like the fact that Marvel still owns all the comic book rights. Marvel has been systematically killing off the X-Men in the comic books. That's why they're mad. They're saying, well, you won't give us our properties back. We're going to kill off your comic book characters, so nobody wants to buy your comic books. That's why the X-Men comic books aren't selling as much, because they're killing. Marvel just kills the characters off. Oh, you like Cyclops? We're going to kill him. Like Wolverine, we're going to kill him. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Livewire. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but we got to really remember Fox. Kevin Feige and them hate Fox so much. They put a version of Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. That's why he's there. He was there just to rub it in to Fox's Quicksilver from X-Men. That's why, and that's eventually why Joss Whedon quit, because he didn't want to have to do that. And so it is what it is. But but just remember, Fox, at least they're talking to each other now. But Fox and Disney, they don't like each other. Fox would rather probably sell it to
Warner Brothers.
or Warner something. Which Warner, my God, I mean, they may be getting out after what I just witnessed. But I know we're getting to that. But my bad. Go ahead, Triple Cup. I didn't mean to jump in there like that.
No, you good, because you said you made up a point that Marvel killed off Quicksilver on their Avengers, but Fox killed off Scarlet Witch on their X-Men. So that's why Marvel have Scarlet Witch and they have Quicksilver, because they killed off each other on property. But Kano, what do you think about Disney and talks with Fox about their Marvel property? Do you think they should get him back, or do you think Fox have found they strive with the Deadpool and the Old Man Logan movies?
Well, let's be clear. First and foremost, Disney is known for making kiddish animation type of stuff, like, remember Toy Story, which is a classic and stuff, and Lion King and stuff. So if you look at the statistics of it right now, man, Fox need to keep it going. You see shows like The Gifted and all that doing perfectly well. And if Disney gets all the rights back to it, they're going to water down every last ounce of Marvel material to date. You feel me? And you see stuff, movies like Deadpool. See, man, y'all got me saying Daredevil. But you see all the Netflix shows too. That's showing more of a series, and you see a little bit more blood and gore, like The Punisher and all that. You know what I'm saying? Marvel, if you look at Disney, they will water it down, make it even to the point where it just be PG or G. You know what I'm saying? And Fox needs to just get that catalog instead of Disney taking it. Fox needs to just go ahead and start, being in talks about buying that catalog, all the catalog from Disney instead of the other way around. Because, in this day and age, we like more action oriented Marvel stuff right now as we speak. It's more interesting, more intriguing than how Disney will portray if they make in the long run, if it comes down to that. You feel me? Basically, my 2 cents on it.
And real quick, let me add to that. Fox also owns Avatar, and Disney and Disneyland just opened up their world of Pandora. So I think that's kind of the big fish they're going after. It's easy for us, as comic book guys and stuff like that, movie guys. The main properties we're focusing on are the movies. It makes sense. But Avatar, we got to remember that movie made $2 billion, something like that. It's
like
a lot of money.
It's kind of big.
Yeah, they put maybe 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a makes for that now.
Yeah. They haven't even finished the second one.
Right.
Other sequels. So Disney wants that. Now, I agree with you. The streaming service, that'll suck, because I know right now Civil War and Doctor Strange, that's on Netflix. So you can kick back and watch that. But that's another one. That's another big fish out there that a lot of people aren't really looking at. I think we're focusing on these goldfish, and there's a big white whale out there called Avatar that may still be the top grossing movie of all time with adjusted gross. So so we got to keep an eye on that too, because that's a major get.
Yeah, that's
you had
that's a juggernaut. But it might. I mean, the hype. It been so long since the last Avatar. If they come out with the second one, is gonna be the telltale if it's gonna actually be here for the long term or that was a fluke.
yeah.
I think it's gonna go for a long run. Avatar gonna be something serious in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was good topic. Good topic. Well, I want to ask y'all about this here. This a little bit, you know what I'm saying, changing up the little tempo again. All right. What could the gaming awards? Okay, what could they do to make the gamers and people take the gaming awards more seriously? I'm gonna start with you, Kano. Like with these gaming awards gonna come up, what, you know what I'm saying, people don't take it as a joke, you know what I'm saying? What can they do to change and implement to make people take it serious?
Elaborate on it one more time. Elaborate a little bit.
All right, you know, the gaming awards, like some people tune into it, some people watch it, some people don't even know it exists. They don't sell out tickets. People don't take it serious. They say, oh, it's the gaming awards. They don't take it like serious, like how you got the like all these other music award shows, the BET awards, and and you know saying the Oscars and stuff like that. What can the gaming awards do, change in this little circle to make people realize this is a real thing?
Honestly, first and foremost, G4 awards was way better than video game awards. That's facts. You feel me? Secondly, right now they don't have the right marketing and advertisements to even comprehend of how they are progressing with it. Tree, you hear me? They're not neutral. You know what I'm saying? That most of their awards cater to just PlayStation and Nintendo, even though I know for a fact, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, Xbox didn't have that many games this year to showcase like that. Until next year, we will get a lot more games. I know that for a fact. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
but these awards that they show, they have numerous games out there that's out right now, and it does not being attended to. There's not enough attention with it. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about this with the video game awards the other day. Matter of fact, I'm saying Xbox in a party. You know what I'm saying? Not Xbox. The video game awards is just centered around, you know, Nintendo and Sony. Jeff Keighley is known for kissing his shooters behind. You feel what I'm saying? And they're not, you know, they're just going for what's popular, what's right now. You know, like you already know, Legend of Zelda, you know, Mario, Horizon, they all was a popular commodity in the beginning. You know, that was the games that was hot for the moment. And, you know, I got Mario and Zelda myself, but the video game awards needs better marketing. They need more neutral games. They need better nominations. Instead of putting sports and racing together, they have racing games out right now like Need for Speed, Project Cars 2. I can't remember all of them.
Forza and GT. That's enough for a zone category by itself.
Exactly. You know, even that Trackmasters Mania game, that could be another one. But that's just me. You know, instead of putting the two together, that was just the dumbest thing that Jeff Keighley and them could possibly do. You feel me? Like, honestly, I don't think with the people that's behind the scenes of that whole brand or whatever, 9 times out of 10, they're not real legit gamers. They're just doing it for, you know, because it's hot out here in these gaming streets. You feel me? I'm gonna say it again. G4 was better than the video game awards, and that's facts. They will, you know, G4 was more neutral. G4 had more of a better marketing campaign to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. And then if you look at the video game awards, it gets dull and boring real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look 10, 15 minutes into the show, it was real quick. And I still remember what it was a year or two ago, Jeff Keighley was crying over Kojima over the situation. He's playing the crying game. And that's a shame. And you know, that's an automatic L for life. You know, he gonna have to hold that L for life for that. Being on that dude nutsack so hard. You feel me? So if you look at the obvious right now, man, the video game awards, it's gonna end up being a fading memory until a new gaming awards type of show will be in the forefront. And honestly, the video game awards should at least be broadcast live on Spike TV or on that Disney XD channel, whatever, so people could see it. Because it can expand on a variety range. But it seems like to me though, they ain't got the funds and means to do it like that. You feel me? And Jeff Keighley doing so much kissing behind. I'm telling you, next year, the next Video Game Awards, we're gonna see a lot more Microsoft stuff because they ain't gonna have no choice but to mess with Microsoft and make it more neutral for everybody. That's why Mr. G4.
Let me ask you, what games could they have chosen by Microsoft this year?
They ain't got nothing. To me,
I know.
Right now, the only game I see is Cuphead. It's Cuphead.
Well, I mean, Cuphead. They nominated Cuphead, didn't they? They nominated Halo Wars 2.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, they can also put Sea of Thieves on there.
Yeah, well, Sea of Thieves is not out yet.
But for most anticipated because
I thought it was on there.
No, not most anticipated.
No, it wasn't.
Most anticipated. Okay. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't make any sense for you to have people online at E3 to play the game, but then it's not most anticipated. I don't understand that.
They should have added that and Crackdown 3 because Crackdown 3 was highly anticipated too because people was anticipating that too. You feel what I'm saying?
What is on the highly anticipated?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
That's
probably a little higher up than
God of War. I think.
Yeah. Last of Us 2.
Last of Us Part 2. And there's one more I forgot.
Last of Us shouldn't be on there.
All right, but what about for this year? I get it. All right. So, but what about this year? I mean, if we're gonna file a complaint.
Nah, this year. No, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to talk. My vocals still jacked up, but for this year from Xbox, what they had came out with was Halo Wars 2, Cuphead, Forza.
Mm-hmm. Almost nominated, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Halo Wars.
Cuphead is nominated for some for an indie, I think.
Got best sound and best art design.
Art direction. All that.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the right nominees for Cuphead. You know, the best sound and the best art design. That's the two categories I would have put him in. My gesture would be more on the it ain't just the Xbox and it ain't just the PlayStation games. They got more than just the Xbox and PlayStation games. You got your Ubisoft games. You got your like
I'll give you like this though.
Assassin's Creed. You got your EA games. You got they got all these other different companies. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it where all of these companies got to. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be more about it'll be like that.
Yeah, because if you look at the situation, right? I'm for to cut y'all out. If you look at the situation, though, man, the Video Game Awards, it just catered to the more of the console exclusive, and they don't have no third-party games in the whole forefront. You feel me? You know, it's like you look at it.
Yeah, but they're third-party games, so they're multi-plat games. That's catering to everybody.
Yeah, that's what they need more of, and that's what they're lacking. You know what I'm saying? If you looked at it from last year and this year. Now that's only catered to our exclusives. There's nothing that can be for everybody, and that's if you pay attention to it real clearly. That's more if you look at Game of the Year. What is a PC game? It's going to Xbox One Battlegrounds. That's in Game of the Year. They should have had Assassin's Creed Origins up there in that realm. Wolfenstein was up there multiple times. It could have been there. Evil Within 2 could have been up there. You feel me? I see, but if you look at fighting game wise, that I look at that may be the only category that catered to everybody. If you look at it, got Tekken 7, Injustice 2, Marvel's Capcom Infinite. We wrong?
Yeah, I think that was up there. Well, I mean, those were the top games. I'm looking at the Game of the Year list now. Breath of the Wild.
Nintendo.
I mean, Breath of the Wild is one of the. Yeah, I mean, again, but it's still one of the best games this year.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. That should be up there. That and Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild and Horizon, those should be up there. But they could have added more, that catered to everybody too. You know what I'm saying? If you look at G4, G4 was way more neutral. You know what I'm saying? It might have.
No, I agree with you. But G4, I remember that actually happened in the summer.
Yeah.
So they actually were able to get games from the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember Euphoria. They had
it was always around August. It was always around August.
Yeah, they had Grand Theft. Yeah, summertime. So they had they had bands there that had music in games, and you knew when the bands were there, you knew what games were going to win. Grand Theft Auto Vice City won everything at Euphoria. I mean, it won everything. Best soundtrack, best writing. It won everything. I mean, it swamped. I mean, it swamped Halo. I mean, Halo won, I think, best shooter. But I understand what you're saying. But I mean, this year, that's all that really was out. Beginning of the year, it was nothing but exclusive games.
So Craig, what you think that the Game Awards could change to become where people could take it more serious? I ain't talking about just hardcore gamers. I'm talking about like people.
I think it needs to be bigger, more worldwide presence. I think they can put it on Sky TV. I think they could put it on TBS because I think TBS shows esports. So I would think that would kind of be a natural fit just to kind of put it there in front of, because apparently that's really picking up. Those people are getting paid. Those teams are winning hundreds of thousands of dollars to play games, you know. And that's why I always tell people, if you're really good at gaming, stop playing on these, you know, get on a PC, get on a team and get into these contests. But yeah, I mean, I've seen them play. I would go more towards TBS because I think that's where they eat. I don't know if it's TBS or TNT. Somebody shows
TBS, man. It's TBS.
Yeah, it's TBS.
It's TBS. Okay. Yeah, put it on there and then put it on Sky. Make it worldwide. And I know you can stream it. You know, that's probably cheaper to stream. But yeah, I just think it's all subjective anyway. But because all those games, I looked at that list. I'm like, man, all these games are deserving. You know, all these developers busted their ass to get these games out, you know. So, I mean, is a game like Hellblade, is that any worse off than a game like Cuphead? Hellblade was trying to deal with social somatic issues. I mean, I talk about psychological trauma, and Cuphead didn't do nothing like that. So, and people are going to be mad, well, Cuphead shouldn't have won, but it's all subjective. Yeah, Xbox, as far as getting more representation, they got to put out more games. I'm not bashing the Xbox, but there's nothing to represent. Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, those games just came out like 3 weeks ago. So how, you know, that's...
And they on the list right now. They on the list, and that's what's crazy.
Yeah, but Mario made it too, so you gotta look. I mean, what?
How the hell Mario make it? It came out the same week as Assassin's Creed.
But exactly. I think they might need to, like how you said, they need to push it. The Game Awards should be like towards the summertime in a part where no games come out and they give games time to breathe and have a better judgment of games.
Yep. Yeah, I will say about them putting it in December real fast in case something gets pushed back and they may be able to get more games in. I mean, I'm just looking at their list. I mean, these are the top. These are the games that you heard about the most, especially looking at Game of the Year. I mean, I've heard about all these games all year. I mean, PUBG, that developer said it shouldn't even be nominated. You know, I mean, that's pretty bad. I agree. So, yeah, if you're going to nominate a game, the developer comes out and says it shouldn't be nominated. It's not finished. I mean, if you're going to nominate PUBG, why not nominate Star Citizen? It's not finished either. You know, so it's all subjective, but in my opinion, to make it better, just give it a bigger worldwide presence. Yeah, Keeley, I agree with the whining, but he single-handedly has put this stuff together. So, you know, but I do agree with the whining. Yeah, I do remember what you're talking about. I'm like, man, he is really whining up there. Not good.
But I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, one of my two of my highly anticipated games for next year, like one or two of them is Kingdom Hearts 3. You feel me? So, yeah, you know, people might call me, man, you over here sentimental with the Kingdom Hearts, but I actually like Kingdom Hearts. But that game right there, yeah, but I'm calling it, man. That next year, man, they gonna name that game of the year next year, Kingdom Hearts 3. And it probably ain't gonna come out till around November, December, and like probably 3 days before Video Game Awards, you're gonna see it up there, Game of the Year award.
Right.
Yeah,
all right. What about you, Dark Animus? What do you think that the game, what do you think that the Game Awards could do to actually make it people take it more seriously and give it more of a world presence, just to make people respect the Game Awards like how they respect the Ox. I mean, I don't know why I can't pronounce the Oxes. Well, you know the main award shows. Oscars.
Here's the thing. They need to stop acting like it's the Oscars, okay? because it's not. Okay, the Oscars is completely, different. It's a completely, just it glorifies, the almost kind of too Hollywood type of movies. Not so much as like the movies that we like, like all the comic book movies and stuff like that. So they need to kind of like stop acting like it's like that. Make it more fun, man. The game show the Game Awards should be fun. And for the past couple of years since Keeley started doing it, it hasn't been fun. And it really hasn't. It really wasn't fun before either. It was just kind of like. It was mediocre, here and there. They need to make it more fun. Like everybody else said, they need to market it more. I think, they're focusing too much on streaming it. They need to put it more on like maybe TV again, like they did with G4 and things like that. Like Craig said, maybe on ESPN, which would be perfect because it would kind of correlate with esports and stuff like that. Because a lot of the votes on here look like from some of the trending gamers are all people who play esports or are into that world. But I think the categories, like, they need more Game of the Year games on the list. If they have Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Odyssey, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn. Not everybody's played those games, I mean, yes, multiple people have played those games, but at the end of the day, these are exclusive games to a certain platform. These are not games that are widespread like, Assassin's Creed or Wolfenstein 2 or things like that, things that we've enjoyed throughout. Even Resident Evil 7. I'm surprised Resident Evil 7 isn't even on there. That boggles my mind. I know it's on Game Direction, and I think it's on a couple other ones. But
I personally think it should win Game Direction. But
yeah, Game Direction.
I understand what you're saying, but you guys got to really try to understand those games that are up for Game of the Year. I mean, it's subjective. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but those games are. I mean, those games are extremely popular, and I haven't played them all either. Let me make that clear. I've not played them all either. But yeah, when you have a Zelda game after how many years, of course it was going to be nominated, and it's from all people that have played it, that have talked about it. It's an outstanding game. I have played Persona, and I have played. I mean, I don't understand how. Again, as a gamer, I don't know how you cannot play Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't understand it. As a gamer,
some of us are poor, man. Some of us can't afford to get all consoles. So I mean, you gotta look from that aspect. Some of these games weren't probably played. And
yeah. It's there. They've nominated a bunch of exclusive games that a lot of people did not get to play. That makes sense. I mean, that's an actual legitimate. That's an actual legitimate critique of the Game Awards. I'm not saying that to mock, but as a gamer, those games at some point, everybody should have at least tried to get their hands on something. But
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree that people should have played a lot of these games, but at the same time, if you're focusing on certain platforms, like none of these games are on Xbox. Like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is coming to Xbox, but it's not there yet. So they're kind of and plus PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds isn't even finished yet, so I don't even know why it's on Game of the Year. I get that it's very popular, but it shouldn't even be there.
Yeah, and even the developer said that, or somebody within Bluehost said they were shocked that it's there. I agree. I think if you're going to nominate that game, nominate Star Citizen. I mean, that's been in development for like since I was a child. It feels like now, you know. So, I mean, they got what $300 million to get their game done, and now they don't get it out by February. They're going to go. The SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, is going to start investigating what's taking them so long.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
But all right, yeah, that's a legitimate, and I do agree with it takes itself too seriously on that one. But yeah, I mean, and I think you have a legitimate critique if you want to say that all these games, not a lot of people got to play. So that's
right.
I don't disagree with that. You know, that you would think they would have nominated something everybody had a chance to play, but a lot of those games that everybody had a chance to play didn't come out till like 3 to 5 weeks ago. But I mean,
even look at Super Mario Odyssey's on there. That didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's an exception, but those games that are on there, all those games came out. I know Persona 5 came out in May?
Yeah,
something like that. You know, Horizon Zero Dawn was February, March. So, but I agree with you. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I mean, because you're going to file a complaint if your complaint is not everybody had a crack at those games. I agree with you on that. And I agree that it takes itself too serious.
It does.
Like TripleCup said, it's not the Oscars. You know, video game.
Yeah, dog. I'm said it. You know, so that's some good points. We got one more person over here or live. Why I got to say.
I want to say something right quick, man. The true reason why I'm watching the Video Game Awards is basically to see the world premiere of the new games.
The trailers. The trailers.
Yeah, that's all I'm watching for.
I don't care about that nomination book. Who wins. I just want to see the new games.
Right. I mean, I understand that. What about you, Live? What you think the Game Awards could do to make people take? What I mean by more serious, like people recognize it as something that's real. Like, what can they do to change and the aspect of it, or the marketing? What you think they could do to make it a household name, pretty much?
Well, one, they got to change their whole style. They trying to, like many others have said, they kind of trying to jack the whole Oscar style, going way too serious. They need to go more MTV awards versus, American Music Awards. You see what I'm saying? Like, go over the top. Have people come on stage dressed in cosplay as like a Gears of War locust handing out awards to, like, instead of having girls standing on stage and freaking, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's all well and good, but it's not that type of award show. So what's the point of having some girl, dressed in like she about to go to like some ball or something, handing out awards to people, when you can have somebody dressed like Chung-Li or freaking Marcus Phoenix or Master Chief or Nathan Drake or whatever, and come out there. So that's one thing. They gotta figure out their own style. Two, they gotta work on their categories, man, because their categories is bullshit, bro. Straight up bullshit. There's no reason why they should have like they'll have some shit like The Witcher and Uncharted and what's another game? Trying to fucking remember, and some other action game, be like action category. Be like, what the fuck? Like one's an RPG and the other one's just a straight up action shooter or adventure game. Like, yo, spread those shits out. And if they don't even have a valid excuse, they be like, oh, well, we don't have enough time to show. Nobody has enough time to show all that shit. All you do is for the ones you show the main ones, and for the ones that you can't show, you just be like, oh, and the awards went to this, The Witcher won best indie, and they won best, or maybe they won whatever. They won all these little categories that you always see, but with the Grammys, right? They'll just run off and be like, oh, this person won this and this and this and this, but they don't show everything. Nobody does. But at least that'll give you credibility as far as like you're trying to make an effort. Right? Otherwise, you're just making bullshit. Like that year that Rocket League won over Forza. I'm like, what the fuck? Number one, Rocket League and Forza and Mario Kart shouldn't have been all in this. They're not all racers. Mario Kart is an arcade racer, and it's not even like I wouldn't even put that next to Forza Horizon because it's closer to Rocket League Mario Kart and Rocket League are very similar, but
That should have been
Forza,
nominated
it needs
best
the
arcade
speed should-
game.
Yeah, they should not be in the same category. That's insane.
Right, they
You
got to
know?
do better with their categories.
Yeah, they gotta work on the damn categories. What they did also need to do is make sure guarantee. Well, they usually have teasers, so that's the main reason why people watch, the awards, because they either have a trailer or they got teasers. To me, that's fine. It comes out it's like next week or the week after, right? When's the game awards?
December 12th. I know, like,
Okay, so
right,
3 weeks,
yeah.
right? So my thing is like, all right, E3 is not for a while. So any game that's coming out in the next 3 to 4 months or before E3 probably should get a trailer ready for the Game Awards. Cool. Also need to get it put on at least TBS or something. So some sort of small cable channel, but it has to be aired on television, man. Like this whole streaming thing just makes it look techie. But it's not fun like that. And the other thing that they gotta work on is figuring out who's going to host it, because Jeff Keighley sucks at it. He's just fucking boring. Like nobody wants to see him kiss up to whoever, Kojima or some other. Anybody Japanese, he like kisses up to. I'm like, all right, we get it. You love Jeff Hand, awesome. But can we get like somebody else up here? Like get Conan O'Brien or something like that, where he does what's it called, the something gamer, the Clueless Gamer.
Clueless Gamer, yeah.
Get him. You can get the dudes from WWE that do the wrestling and video games. You can get those dudes. You can get
just pretty much like some hype men.
No, but I'm saying people that are gamer. You can get Terry Crews, people that are famous,
Snoop Dogg,
but are also known as gamers. You see what I'm saying?
The Conan O'Brien probably wants a ton of money.
So pay that motherfucker.
Well, that's the thing. If it's a small show,
no, but I'm
they're
saying,
not gonna.
but my thing is, if you make it big enough, you can afford to pay. Look, you don't even have to pay Conan O'Brien. You can get Terry Crews to do it, right? Terry Crews likes to do anything, right? As long as it fits in his work schedule, right? And it's usually during the holidays. I mean, he might have to work around Brooklyn Nine-Nine or whatever else he's doing. But I'm saying you only got to practice for like a week. He'll be all right. You could come on, man. It's Terry Crews. You could have literally had him do the Game Awards. He'd have came up there. One of his outfits would have been him in Crackdown, in the full Crackdown armor. You see what I'm saying? Like he would have ran around, like had the whole little video clip where he runs around the Crackdown. Come on, man. That shit would have been hot.
Just have him host it. It would just be way better. Just have him host it.
Huh? Yeah, I mean it's his show though. But yeah, I mean a different host could probably.
No. You know what you do with Jeff Keighley? You have him come out like Russell Simmons when it used to be Def Jam Comedy Jam. You used to have a host the show, and then he would come out at the end and kind of just be like, "Oh, thanks for coming out," and God bless and good night.
So basically like
put his signature on it. Yeah, put his signature on it.
Exactly. That's all he needs to do. Because at this point, nobody gives a fuck about Jeff Keighley. Like, I mean, let's be honest. We don't really care about his gaming opinions.
Now, one year, was it 11? Didn't Samuel L. Jackson host it?
I don't know if it was it the Game Awards or was it the other one?
I don't know. It was they was big, but they lost money. I know they lost money on it because they had the cast from The Walking Dead come out, because Walking Dead won Game of the Year.
Yeah, that was like when it was on G4.
Yeah, I think that was 2011.
Was it 11 or 10?
And I even think Terry Crews was on that show actually.
Yeah, it was either 10 or 11 because that's when that game came out.
The problem is, you know what? They might have to move it, bro. They might have to move it, because you know what they need to probably do? If they move it to put it near Comic-Con, because now you already got people that are doing all this cosplay shit. You got all that in the area. You got all the people that are going to go out there for Marvel and whatever else is going to be popping in San Diego. Move that bitch close to there. Have it out there, so it makes it easier for you to do the award show. You don't have to worry about trying to grab people and pull them over to what you're doing because you're already there.
Yeah,
because it may be running neck and neck with PSX. So because PSX is happening around the same time.
I think PSX like a week after.
Yeah, PSX is just purely like
PSX will be like the next day. It'll be like the next
day. It's usually like a few days later. But like the thing is, for PSX, that's more like just that's devs. That's not going to be any like famous person out there. Not anybody outside of gaming really going to be on that stage.
Yeah,
you're just going to see trailer and just So to me, I mean, that's all well and good, but like you want the spectacle. That's what you want. You want it's like going to it. You want it to be a party. It has to be fun. The liquor has to be flowing. Somebody got to show a titty. Something has to go on, man. Like this shit is like
it's supposed to be Mardi Gras or something.
Yo, no. Because this is the way. Look, man. Look, just because you're a gamer doesn't mean you got to be fucking geeky and boring. Like this is true. This is my whole issue with it. Like when I used to go to I studied physics, right? We used to go to physics conventions, right? Man, I used to go out there. You know what my one track mind was? Is trying to fuck some of these bitches out here. That's what I was doing back in those days. What? I was like, yo, I know there's some science loving girls out here. I'm about to try to fuck some of these chicks, right? Shit,
that sounds about right.
One of my ex-girlfriends out there. You know what I mean? But my whole thing is like, yo, like people like to have fun. Just because we like playing video games don't mean we ain't real people. Come on, show me a good time. I mean, I remember at one of I went to the NSBE conventions, National Black Engineers Conference thing, right? National Science National Science Black Engineer, something like that. I forget how the acronym goes, but anyway, so I go out there and they just like if you go to some Microsoft party or whatever, you come, they have like a mixer. And you go in and they got like the Budweiser girls walking around giving you, free beers and shit. Come on, man. Like
that's what I'm talking about.
We can party. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they need to liven that shit up. Like, I mean, that's why people don't want to go because it's whack. It's whack. Yo, last year I fell asleep on it while watching it.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting on the video for the world premiere of Mass Effect Andromeda, and
the most entertaining shit about last year's show was when everybody started complaining about Xbox dudes telling the guy to get off the fucking stage about Cancer Dragon. That was the most entertaining shit that happened during that show. That was it. Like
screaming at the guy,
huh?
They were at the actual show. There were people screaming at him?
No. I'm talking about like people were on Twitter. It was like, yo, hurry up. He's going to cry. Like, what's his name? What's the fucking guy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. That was
the crying guy.
Well, hey, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and move this train along because, you know what I'm saying? This is a Thanksgiving special, so it's going a little longer than normal. So we got one more topic. Let's go ahead and tackle this one here. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? This is about that Justice League. All right. Some people like the movie, some people dislike the movie. Some people like certain characters in the movie. So we're gonna start with the characters. We're gonna do a little diagnostic on this thing here. What character stole the show for you? I'm gonna start off with you, Dark Animus. What character on the Justice League movie who just stole the show, just took the light, just shined on him?
Aquaman, honestly. He was probably the best part of the whole damn movie. Because he actually, he felt like a badass, and I liked that whole aspect about him. and then Wonder Woman. I could have said Wonder Woman, but I mean she already had her own movie, so this kind of like opens up for Aquaman to have his own movie, which I think will be actually pretty good because I actually like the guy who's playing Aquaman. I was kind of iffy about him at first. I was like, I don't know about this guy, but now that I've seen the movie, I think he'll do a good job as Aquaman.
Okay, that's what's up. What about you, young Kano? Who you think stole the show?
When you asking a person that ain't even seen the movie yet, man, you hear me? But from what I heard, man, everybody talking about Aquaman took the show to the point where I feel like Aquaman gonna have his own movie.
Yeah, that one. I think that one come out next year, don't it? He got his is the next on the DCEU. So you know what I'm saying. I think his is on come up. All right. What about you, Craig? Who you think stole the show? Who had the best performance?
I thought after the reshoots, for me by far it was Superman. I think that they gave him his just dessert. Had that version of Superman showed up in BVS, I honestly don't think the DCU, whatever you want to call it, EU, would be kind of in the shape it's in now. So for me, it was Superman.
Okay. What about you, Live?
Oh, I ain't get a chance to see it.
I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
Yeah. I mean, my wife didn't want to see it, so we just got finished watching Thor Ragnarok not too long ago, and she's not, big fan of DC characters, to be honest.
Well, that goes along because I know a lot of people. All right, just overall, I know that you can't or you Live ain't seen it, so I'm just gonna ask you, Dark Artemis, what do you think about just the overall movie? What did you think about it?
I thought it was good. I thought that it was very predictable, though. And it just, but it was something that kind of needed to be happening in the film. It had to establish, something, because the movies haven't really done that except for Wonder Woman, and that was the only like real like DC movie that I was like, ooh, this is really good. But for the most part, I mean, I enjoyed the film. It had its moments. It had its moments where it was like, ew, this is corny, but it also had those moments where the action was really good, and the characters fit together, and they played off of each other, and they had pretty good chemistry together. But for the most part, I think if you haven't seen it, you don't really have to go see it in theaters. You could probably wait until it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray and just rent it, something like that.
Okay, so were you on the scale of where will you place the Justice League movie in the DCEU, like what I'm saying, with the Wonder Woman, the Batman versus Superman, and the Man of Steel? Like where would you place this movie at?
I would go with Wonder Woman as number one because that was fantastic. Man of Steel, this movie, and then BVS because Batman vs Superman was terrible. Oh, and then there was also Suicide Squad. So I probably put Suicide Squad in between this movie and Man of Steel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Craig? Overall, what you think about the movie? Overall, what I'm saying, was good, bad, worth seeing, or not?
I'll keep it 100% here. I thought it was garbage.
I knew it was coming up. I saved it.
Yeah, after 2 years of, and I've told people, look, I come out of those rooms as far as the DC people and the Marvel people just going back and forth. If the people think the whole Xbox, PlayStation people, those people are easy. They're pussycats compared to these people are playing for keeps. For the last 2 years, all you've heard is Justice League is going to be the equalizer. It's going to be better than the Avengers. It's going to do everything correctly. And it was garbage. I did enjoy the whole Superman thing. He wore out the entire Justice League. That was arguably one of my favorite scenes. I do agree with Dark. He makes a good point. Has some good action pieces, but just clunky. This clunky story. I'm giving it a break because I know that something terrible happened with Zack Snyder and his family, and so definitely. And so you can see kind of where Joss Whedon kind of came in and took over, and they reshot 60% of the movie. The CGI was garbage. I mean, it was just bad CGI. It was like 1983 type Last Starfighter stuff back in the day. It was just bad. With that said, however, I do agree the characters worked well on screen. And if you really want to see how the movie's trending, the only people that liked it were the heavy DC fans. I'm talking about the fanboys. Whether you watch Grace Randolph or you watch Collider, they did not want you to say anything bad about it until the tracking number hit at 94 million. This movie has Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and you make less than Ant-Man. Not Ant-Man, I'm sorry, Thor Ragnarok, which is like a C-level Marvel character. So, again, the tap dancing on the DC grave by the Marvel fanboys, that's happened. It's been going on like the whole weekend. Every time the DC fanboys jump up, they get smacked in these rooms. It's bad. It's real bad. But
I think Thor Ragnarok's the best-selling Thor, though, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The other two, the first Thor was like, eh. The second one was like, eh. This last one was like, though. This last one, I like this one. Because it's funny as shit.
Yeah,
it was funny as hell. And they're mad at that. I'm like, dude, look, Thor is a C-level character. I could put him on the B line for Marvel. You know, so and for them to come out 2 weeks ago, and look, me personally, I went and saw a premiere of it in Louisville, Kentucky, in IMAX. I had the press junket, everything went in. They pretty much took everything from us except our car keys, and we had to sign like 4 NDAs. They said, "Don't talk about this until the 22nd. You can have a social media reaction, but don't say anything until after, for 2 weeks." And it's like, okay, if you're already sequestering us and we can't talk about it, it's garbage. Okay, we already know going in it's not going to be good. But I would put Man of Steel first, Wonder Woman second. I think both of those movies really worked well. Suicide Squad third, this movie fourth, and Batman versus Superman. I'm still trying to figure out what I watched in that movie. I don't understand how DC can have their weakest character beat their strongest character. And then in this movie, he tore them all a new one. I mean, it wasn't like they weren't trying to fight him. They were trying to. Like, yeah, right, whatever.
They basically, what they did is they basically said, "Oh, BVS, that never happened. Yeah. This is the real Batman versus Superman." It's just like, okay.
He just threw him. He threw him 2 or 3 times. It was just, and then he beat the crap out of Wonder Woman. He smacked whatchamacallit like a bitch, Aquaman. I mean,
it's like bow.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, but that again, as far as the that scene, that's one of the better scenes of this movie. So I personally matinee it, guys. I'll never tell another grown-ass man what to do with his money. This is a matinee. If you go see it in the theaters, or do like Dark said, it comes out on video. Redbox it, $2.12. I can't, but I didn't care for it, as you can tell. Yeah. And hopefully the DC fanboys, the Avengers in 4 days made $246 million. It was making so much money that and I was working at a theater part-time. We had to call Brinks on a Sunday. We had close to $4.2 million sitting in our movie house. We had a small house, but everything was selling out. We had to add showings. They're already taking showings away here. I'm in a mid-sized city. So they're already taking showings away of this movie. That's how big of a garbage fire it is. So, watch it.
You really did just stomp them into the mud, but I feel differently. I got to go a whole different route. when I went to go see the movie, I had low expectations. See, Batman versus Superman, the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
Bats.
Then after that, I'm like, "What happened? What happened?" And then a person that said, "Man, you like a month later said, man, you got to watch the director's cut." Then I was like, "Okay, now I understand the movie, but it still wasn't that good." But it was, you know, what I'm saying, it gave more Superman side because, you know, the movie was just all about Batman. But when you watch the director's cut, you get both sides of what's going on, which they doing in this movie here. You could tell they gutted the piece out of this here. So they're going to do the same thing. When the director's cut, you're going to get probably a whole nother hour of this movie. But, you know what I'm saying, it had, to me, it was just some of the scenes, like the Flash. He wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be, but he was bad. Some of the lines he was saying was corny. I didn't like. His scariness, I did not like. His the way he ran, I hated it. He ran like a I don't want to say what type of person, because, you know, I'm be politically correct, but the way he was running, he
like
looked
special needs.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, because I couldn't think of that word that was I could say without offending nobody, but that's how he was running. And I'm like, man, he looked stupid running like that, like ooh. But then but then they had they had some of the fight scenes. You know, it was CGI heavy, like really heavy, but they was pretty cool. But the one scene that got me when they brought, like you say, the scene Superman when they brought him back and he was fighting everybody, fighting Wonder Woman. He headbutted her, she headbutted him, picked up the ass. He boom, like, yeah, I'm Superman, and really showing her like, look, I got the power. He fighting Aquaman or Cyborg, throwing him and everybody. Then Flash, like, oh, he was thinking he was gonna sneak, so Flash was trying to run, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, when Flash gets to running fast, everybody just freeze, and you can see him just barely moving in slow motion, if they moving at all. And then all of a sudden, Flash was running, and you seen Superman eyes just look over there at Flash, and then Flash was like, "Did he just look at me?" And then all of a sudden, you seen Superman head just start turning toward the Flash, and then they showed a close up of the Flash's face, and he had that look on his face. Y'all know the look I'm talking about. He had that look, and the look on his face, he was just like, "Oh my God." And he was like, "Is he really seeing me?" Then Superman turned to look at him and just grabbed, and all of a sudden he got to swinging. Flash would start moving and stuff. Like, oh, Superman, something serious now. But like, you know what I'm saying? Just those little moments right there had me kind of excited. But then I watched it in Dolby Vision too. So Dolby Vision can make anything good. So I can't. I'm in the seat now. All of a sudden, the sheet, you hear somebody hit somebody, boom! All of a sudden, the sheet get to shaking. The sound will be so loud. But you know, they had that scene. But Aquaman, he really didn't talk that much. But when he talked and the words he said, it landed like boom, boom, like he was like he in the air like throw me. And he said, "All right," you know, just crazy stuff like that. And he just simple words. And he actually stole the movie. And then when he went underwater, when he went to Atlantis, and they showed like how they made the little bubble, and they was talking. I said, man, when his movie come out, it's gonna be something serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was giving you a visual of, okay, when we make his movie, this is how we gonna do it. So they gave you a little insight of how they gonna do the Aquaman movie. But you know what I'm saying? To me, he stole the scene, and when Wonder Woman threw her little rope around him and he got to speaking the truth, just his words. I mean, it's just, I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. I mean, I know Live and Kano probably ain't, what is he talking about? But you have to see this to believe this him. It wasn't a bad movie because I went with low expectations. So I went not thinking it was gonna be that good, but when I came out, I was more impressed because I didn't go in there thinking of it as it's gonna be a good movie. So to me, it felt like right under Wonder Woman. So that'll be like my second. After that, it'll have to go to Man of Steel, and then it'll have to go to Batman versus Superman, then Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, it just was. I just didn't like Suicide Squad. I wanted to see more out of it.
Was it the Joker? It was the Joker, wasn't it?
It was the Joker. It was the villain. It was the plot. It was girl, how she at the end she just walked back up and said, "Oh y'all thought I was dead, huh?" Like she just that bad, just walk away. The only thing that surprised me about the Suicide Squad when she just shot everybody. Anything else about that movie, it was just they fighting. Look, I don't even know what you want to call the creature they were fighting, but it wasn't no real people. The Joker, he shouldn't have been in the movie at all. Like that was a waste of an actor, waste of time. So it was a lot of stuff in that I ain't like. But you know, so that's just my thoughts about it. But you know, it was okay movie.
Let me ask you a quick question. Can I ask you 2 quick questions about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You talked about the Flash? That was Ezra Miller. Did you see anything about him, about that character, that Grant Gustin, I'm sorry, the guy who plays him on the TV show? Did you see anything that Ezra Miller did that Grant Gustin couldn't have done?
All right, yeah. I'm gonna break this here. This is what I heard. What they said. Like I know the whole thing of it. I mean, I wanted the Flash from the TV show to be on there, but see what they said. The reason why, because of the time frame for them to take to make the movie, was gonna have to pull him off the TV show, and if they pulled him out of the TV show, it was gonna hurt the TV show. So now we're gonna get a less of a TV show because he would have to, because the movie would have been more important than the TV show. So it was gonna either stop the TV show production, so it was had to be one of those type of numbers. But at the same time, they could have actually shot the movie, the Justice League movie, at a different time. And after, because they don't shoot the TV show no year round, they shoot the TV show a certain time. And after they did the TV show, he could have did the Flash parts, because the Flash parts wasn't that much to say he couldn't have just did that in a little time frame and be able to come back. But they just wanted to make sure that they had their own Flash, so whenever they do get ready to make a Flash movie, and whenever they do get ready to make any other movie they adding the Flash in, they ain't got to worry about it conflicting with the TV show, trying to pull him off a TV show. And that was more of the reason why they didn't use him. But you know what I'm saying, he would have been a better Flash by a long shot.
Well, I agree. And then do you think walking in or going to see it with low expectations? I mean, I know you said you were surprised by it, but would you recommend people go see the movie with low expectations?
How low are these expectations that we must go in with?
All right. The expectations is, okay, Batman versus Superman in between Wonder Woman. So if you liked the Wonder Woman, but Batman versus Superman you thought was okay, then go see it. But if you say Batman versus Superman was complete garbage and Wonder Woman was okay, don't see it. But if you liked if you thought Wonder Woman was a good movie and you thought Batman versus Superman was okay, then it'll be worth going to see. But if you don't line up into that little category there, don't go see it.
Okay.
I mean, but they got a lot of teasing that they got the Green Lanterns and stuff. I mean, it's okay to catch all that. You know, say if you're a DC Marvel fan and you like comic book movies and you want to go see a movie, it's a cool movie to go see. It's like a summer blockbuster type movie. Like, you know how The Expendables is? You ain't going in there with no high expectations. You just going in there to see a nice, fun action movie. That's the expectation you need to go in there with.
That's a good point. Boy, I wish you could have gotten a time machine and told those DC fanboys that in some of these chats and podcasts that you'll see. I mean, yeah, I agree with you 100%. And so I will say this: the whole Marvel versus DC thing, that's dead. That's a dead issue now. There's no Marvel's gonna come out in less than 90 days, or right around 90 days with Black Panther, and that's tracking at over 130 million, right now.
That's the most anticipated Marvel movie that's gonna be coming out this period over Spider-Man.
It's gonna be trash.
Yeah. I hope it's not.
I'm just kidding.
Man, I hope it's not.
I really hope it doesn't. I hope
that movie got too much of a point to be proved. Like, what's his name? The director,
Doctor Strange. I think is kind of like around that type of movie.
Yeah.
That has a lot to prove. So, like, if it's anything like Doctor Strange, then I think Black Panther is going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, and Dark, you're the second person that has said that. If it can make the same amount of money as opening, Doctor Strange or an Ant-Man, somewhere in that realm.
I think if Black Panther is decent, right? That shit it'll get a cult movement, right? Because think about it. You know what a movie like it could get movement. Like, think about this movie right here, Django. Y'all seen Django, right?
Yeah.
Nobody, I don't know anybody who saw the trailer to Django and was like, "Ooh, shit, I gotta go see this movie." Nobody said that shit.
That's
Nobody.
True. Yeah.
Most people that went to go see Django either went to go see it because it was just like, shit, I ain't nothing else to watch. Or they were like, oh, you know what? I like Tarantino movies. Or, you know what? I like Jamie Foxx. Those are the only three reasons why you would go. Either you ain't had shit else to watch. You like Jamie Foxx or you like Tarantino, right? But those trailers were shitty. And the reason why I went to go see Django is because my aunt went to go see Django. She was like, "Listen, you got to go see Django." I'm like, "Django."
Like, word of mouth was sold it.
I was like, "Yeah, yo, my man's like Django was the truth, yo." But you wouldn't have known it from the trailer. Word of mouth had to sell that shit. Like that shit was like the biggest, especially in the hood. That shit was like huge.
Yeah, that's how Black Panther gonna be. The same way people word of mouth gonna really carry it. But hey, look, check this out. I got this one last thing that I do before we get out of here. I call it off with your head, right? Now the way this here work, I'm since it's new and I'm trying to get everybody accustomed to it. Now, like what I had did was like the first week I did it, I did like Kratos, like he the God of War versus Thor or versus Wonder Woman, and like whoever would give Kratos the better fight, and then you're like who will win out of like that week was like they said Wonder Woman to give Kratos the better fight and who will win, and people chose Wonder Woman, so it was out for Kratos' head. Now the next week was like the Punisher, who will give him a better fight would have been Marcus Phoenix or Nathan Drake, and it was like, well, Marcus Phoenix will give the Punisher a better fight. So who will win out of the Punisher and Marcus Phoenix? And it came up to be the Punisher. So that week, Marcus Phoenix, it was off with your head. This week, with everybody on the panel, now we got Aquaman. Who will give Aquaman a better fight between the Street Fighter Thunder? What his name? Thunderhawk? T-Hawk, Thunderhawk, Killer Instinct Thunder. You know, they both got pretty much the same name, but it's the Killer Instinct Thunder, the Street Fighter T-Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Thanksgiving thing with the Indians.
Okay.
Yeah, so who y'all think give Aquaman, who y'all think you'll give Aquaman a better fight? I'm gonna start off with you, Kano. Out of Aquaman, who you think will give him a better fight out of Thunder from Killer Instinct or T-Hawk from Street Fighter?
Who would give a better fight out of what? T-Hawk or Thunder against Aquaman?
Like Aquaman versus T-Hawk or Aquaman versus Thunder. Who you think would give him a better fight?
T-Hawk and Thunder, they both slow in the character, but if I had to pick who would actually give him a better fight,
right?
And that's kind of a tough one. I'm gonna have to probably go with Thunder because he has more of a combo and more reflex.
Okay, Thunder from KI.
Yeah.
All right, now from Thunder from KI, who will win out of the fight between him and Aquaman?
Well, you still ask me?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
All right, here's a question I got zoned out.
All right, out of Aquaman and Thunder, you said Thunder will give him a better fight. Who will win out of the fight?
Who will win out of the fight? Aquaman, because Aquaman would drown him.
Okay, you
water
said Aquaman. All right, now let me go ahead and go to you live wire. Out of Aquaman and Thunder from Street Fighter, Aquaman, Thunder from KI, which one you think will give him a better fight?
It's probably Thunder from Killer Instinct, only because he has lightning. So even if Aquaman tries to drown him, he could try to electrocute his ass.
Yeah, so who you think will win out of the fight between Thunder and Aquaman then?
Depends on probably Aquaman because he still has more powers.
Oh, so you got
the Thunder has the lightning, but Aquaman can he control water itself? So
yeah, control water, control sharks. Got a Titan.
Faster. Yeah, if he could hit him with the water quick enough, he can get him off balance and try to drown his ass before he can even summon his electricity. So
okay, that's what's up. We got 2 going for Aquaman. Let's see if we get somebody else. What about you, Thorgonomics? Who would you think will win, or who you think will give a better fight to Aquaman? Thunder from Street Fighter or Thunder from KI?
Well, Thunder from KI, of course. And to answer the second question, I figured you're probably going to ask me, Aquaman.
Oh, so we
would win all around.
So everybody so far going straight on with Aquaman. Oh, and
especially
then
this new Aquaman. I'm talking
about the Aquaman from the movies. I just want to make sure everybody know this Aquaman, the badass Aquaman. All right, well you another Aquaman. Okay, what about you, Craig? Who would you think give Aquaman a better fight? Thunder from T-Hawk from Street Fighter or Thunder from Killer Instinct?
Boy. Yeah, I would have to say the guy from KI because he could do some things to hurt him, but I think ultimately Aquaman would just cause a tsunami. And he'd wipe out his villages and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, somebody that can control water, to that point is yeah, I'd have to go with that. Now if there was no water near him, Thunder may be able to frick a seam with some lightning. But who knows? Aquaman's got that trident, and he could probably absorb some of that hit. Who knows? I'd say Aquaman wins in a tsunami near the water. Tsunami, he'll build up enough hit points to cause a tsunami. So.
Okay, so it's unanimous. You know what I'm saying? This week from Killer Instinct, Thor, off with your head. So next week we're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some crosses going. You know what I'm saying? We got these crossover episodes with the Flash, got the Arrow, and Supergirl and the Legends of Tomorrow. So I'm gonna actually bring all these episodes because there's gonna be a lot of crosses gonna be going on. So I'm gonna talk about that next week. So everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody on the panel for coming out rock with me on this Thanksgiving Eve. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have some good turkey and dressing or whatever y'all do if y'all celebrate Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure, you know what I'm saying, to have y'all on here. Anybody have anything they want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I have something to say. I got something to say real fast.
Yeah.
Saints is the team they're looking for. Who that and Pelicans just won. That's right.
Okay, home team.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Pelicans beat who?
The Pelicans just beat the Spurs.
Oh, well. That shit don't count.
Don't hate on the Spurs.
I'm just saying, it don't count. Yo, they haven't got Kawhi Leonard or Tony Parker yet. Like anything that the Spurs is getting right now is just like, that's just bonus.
And then
they don't even got their best player.
Then the Pelicans beat the Thunder too. What you mean?
Yeah, but the Thunder, they all, they trying to figure out how to even play together. Like, that shit still don't matter. Like, a lot of people beat the Thunder.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, everybody, you know what I'm saying, whatever you are, out on the panel, y'all want to hear the after thing, this is what we do on live. So, y'all have a blessed day. God bless, and appreciate everybody coming out. See y'all next time. Later.